Welcome back to day number 12. It's a rainy day, so gym session's gonna go crazy in the rain. I'm feeling good. I'm actually really sore right now. I'm very much hurting. No, I felt a good day. I woke up a little later than I wanted to. That's amazing. I actually slept in. Did I eat right away? Absolutely not, because I was so tired. Super tired. I felt like shit. And then I took all the vitamins all at once. I don't know. I slept good. Work was so dead. Didn't do anything for a few hours. We caught up on all the paperwork we needed done, so it was fine by me. Go on my day. Got the black Togi shirt in today. Oh, dude. Pump's gonna be even harder with the Togi shirt. But special announcement, guys. I'm officially a brand ambassador for Panda Subs, a supplement company that provides super greens, vitamins, whey protein, non-stim and stim pre-workout. And just, of course, they have accessories and apparel and so on and so forth. But my idea right now is that I order samples of their whey protein pre-workout and maybe a shaker just to test the quality of all their products, because I'm not going to recommend anything to you guys if I'm not willing to take it and consume it myself. I'm a big water protein guy, and if that's not going to work with water, I'm not going to tell you guys to drink it with water. And if I have to get milk, then I'm not getting milk. It's going to be still drank with water. No, I've seen a lot of reviews on their products, and their pre-workout is very high stim. I think I saw it for like 420 or 450 milligrams of caffeine, which is a little bit more than I usually take, obviously. And they also have a high stim, which is 6,400 milligrams of beta-alanine. And I can't remember the exact nutrition facts on the rest of their ingredients. It's going to be super high stim, super high pump, probably super high intensity focused pre-workout. That's not intended for daily use. I wouldn't recommend for daily use. Sometimes I take pre-workout on the daily, but I don't consume any other caffeinated products, not even coffee. So my idea is that I ordered these sample packs using my own money. Try them out for you guys. Let you know the quality, how good was it on pump, and maybe if I didn't feel well or made me feel sick, I'm not going to recommend it to you guys, and then I'll pull it out of my brand ambassadors. I'm not going to sponsor a company that I'm not comfortable with taking myself. So thank you for that. I'm gonna put all the information in the description. If you want to look for yourself, feel free to do that. Reached out to them and sent them an email, and they got back to me later in that day. So it was pretty quick communication, that's awesome. It's an awesome thing to do. I think today is just back day. Pretty cool car. Today's back day, so we're not going to do much. I might take it a little bit easier. Not going to be as long because I am very, very sore still. And the gym is super packed. But I heard that they're doing some glow-in-the-dark Zumba here. I went, oh. Glow-in-the-dark Zumba. That's very exciting. Here's the rain. It's freaking beautiful. Let's check the rain. Can't really see it, but it's there. But I think yesterday I had a little bit rougher of a day. It wasn't as good as it wasn't as good as I would have liked. I wasn't as motivated, I wasn't as into it when I went to the gym, and it happens to be that way. But today, I told you guys I'm gonna make today a better day. I did. I watched another Togi podcast, I watched some Sam Sulek podcasts, and it just motivated me to do better, because I don't want to say I'm copying him. I don't want to say I'm copying them. I don't want to copy work ethics or their style of videos or however they do it. You know, I want to make my own fresh content, you know. Granted, they both do vlogs, and Sam Shelek does his gym vlogs, you know, and Togi does his everyday lifestyle vlogs, and I don't want to fall into that spectrum, you know. I want to be my own original content creator, and that's amazing. So we're going into that, and we're going to go into it hard. We're going to go pump it up today. If it's not too crazy, if it's too crazy, we have to go in the daytime tomorrow, which it's not gonna be fun because tomorrow's supposed to snow. Because I live on the East Coast, so if you haven't been keeping up with the news, we might get a little snowstorm. Also, I have this little phone stand that was gifted to me by my mom. She watches my videos too, shout out her. But she sent me this today. It's supposed to be a little phone stand you're supposed to mount it on and stuff, so I can take some better action shots. Because if you guys haven't noticed, I lean you against my shaker bottle when I record. So I obviously don't have a stand. So she sent me this. It's pretty sick. Shout out her. She's a real one. So we're gonna hopefully get some action shots today, and then we'll put it to work. I'm excited. Put that in my bag before I forget. Can't wear my headphones right now because it's raining, so I am wearing sweats, but I want to change them. But I have basketball shorts. I gotta rep the Togi pump cover with some Nike shorts on. You know, I gotta do that. I gotta look hard as fuck today. But I'm hoping you guys had a great day. I'm hoping that at least some of you that watched yesterday's video kind of took it with a grain of salt. You know, like, it's been a rough time right now for me. You know, those that are close to me will understand, but I'm not going to go into my personal life. You know, I'm not going to go into my, I don't know how to say, love life. There you go. You know, I'm not going to do that. You know, that's not cool. That's not cool. It's not engaging. I want to be, we are all in the same boat type shit. No, where it's awesome. I think this is the format that I'm going to continue using on. I know that I had talked about that we're going to do a different format, and I honestly think now, I think we're going to stick with it. I'm not here for the engagement. I'm here because this is what I want to put out. I want to put out this into the world. I want just people to be watching me and be like, yeah, dude, I just listen to him just to listen to him. You know, like, he motivates me in a personal matter that someone had commented on, like, just a long time friend. And I want to give off that vibe. I want to get off the energy that, like, this is just like voice message, you know? Like, this is long time friend you haven't seen in a while. I think that's the way he described it. And I honestly think that's amazing. I want to be a friend with you. I want to be your friend, the person that you can go to and listen, you know? You can just sit down, relax, get some work done, listen to me. 30 minutes go by, boom, you're done. That's it, end of the night. And maybe eventually, like, I'll make a longer video. You know, maybe we'll go on a little trip. You know, something fitness related, something. I plan on going to that Arnold Festival. I'd be fucking sick, dude. Planning on saving some money, getting a hotel out there, going there for a Saturday, see what we can find, you know? I think that would be amazing. Granted, I mean, we're just gonna be walking around with a phone stand and not doing crazy shit, but just to say I did that would be amazing. Life has been good to me right now, you know, I have no issues. I started promoting myself on Instagram, so if you're curious on that, it's the same thing as my YouTube channel. I think you just add a number 1 at the end, and that's it. So if you're curious on looking into that, it's the same sort of concept. I don't make videos on there, but I'd rather just post myself. It's not crazy. I don't have 1 million followers. I have like 200, right? It's nothing crazy work, but that's more if you were trying to just communicate to me. But we're coming up on that 10-minute mark. You know what that means. We're gonna wrap this up. I know I didn't really talk on a lot right now, but I'm feeling motivation, I'm feeling inspired, and we're gonna mix L-carnitine, I can't remember how to fucking say it, beta-alanine, some caffeine, and get us fucking pumped. And we're gonna come back and talk about it. We're gonna talk about how we feel. We're gonna talk about how our day's gonna be, how tomorrow's gonna be, how our week's gonna be. How about our plans up for February? And some other concepts that I'm okay talking about. We're gonna see that. And we're gonna come together, wrap that up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or so on and so forth. For now, hold on. For now, I'll see you guys later. Welcome to the post-gym conversation for day 12. Another 2-hour gym session. I felt like today was more, I wasn't really pacing it. I kind of just went in there and went with the flow. Checked out that glow-in-the-dark Zumba thing. It looked pretty cool. I didn't participate. I'm not the type of guy to do Zumba. That's all right. Today's workout was alright. I did some squats, as you probably saw, and I feel like I kind of fucked them up, but I'm already really sore, so like I felt like that was just fatigue on top of that. So it wasn't bad, not bad at all. Pretty decent workout today. Gave it like a good 95%. Couldn't give it a full 100 because I'm fucking hurting. Oh man, but I'm trying to figure out how to say this, but today I felt was really good. You know, I made the best of it. I went out to go get some groceries. I went to go get like a little bit of steak, a little steak and veggies. Make myself some fajitas. I believe that's what's called, fajitas, with some white rice. Top it off with some spicy mayo. Nothing wrong with that at all. Sounds I haven't eaten a lot. Probably like 600 calories today. So I ate a lettuce wrap with turkey. And it was like 500 calories with 22 grams of protein. Something like that, if I remember it right. It was good. It was really good. So I'm gonna give you like a good solid 8 out of 10. I wish I had a little bit, I wish I had tomato in it. I didn't have any tomato. I like tomato. Tonight should be all right at work. Shouldn't be too busy. It rained. It might snow tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to that. It's gonna be cold as shit. I don't have work. I have a 4-day weekend, which is pretty neat. My mirror's like reflecting my eyes. But not much else is happening. You know, I did a little bit of everything today. I had a lot of extra time. All right. Sorry, I had to take a phone call. I know I took a long hiatus, right? No, I had just got off the phone with my dad. We had a great conversation, right? He had asked me. He's like, "How do I start? Where do I take initiative from? Who should I listen to, or how should I know where I want to start? Even though I'm tired from work, or you know, I'm exhausted, I'm hurting. Like, where do I start?" He'd asked me, and I told him that progress is what you make of it. Progress is progress nonetheless, even if it's 15 to 2 hours like I do. As long as you're making progress and making the initiative and making the routines and making a game plan and making an end game, that's all that matters. And that should apply to everybody that's watching. There should never be someone telling you to do something that you should want already. Because the moment somebody tells you something that you don't want to, is you lose that initiative and you lose that motivation to do so. You should have to I'm not telling you to have, I'm telling you should get that want, that need to be better, the need to better myself, the need to want more, the need to be like, I'm happy where I am, but I could be happier if I was there. And you should have that want, and you should be like, I strive for that, I persevere for that, I go every day for that alone. And it shouldn't just apply to workouts. It shouldn't just apply to the gym. It should apply to your career. It should apply to your work ethics, to your stability, your finances, however you want to apply that. It should always be that initiative. There should be that voice in your head telling you that you should want more. You should strive to have more. And that you should go put forth that effort to do more. And that's what I want everybody to do today. I want everybody to sleep on it or wake up and just listen to me telling you that there is no one else. There is no one else telling you to get up. There is no one telling you that you need to make progress. There should be no one telling you, because you should have to tell yourself that, yeah, I'm happy, I'm comfortable, I have a home, I have a stable job, I have a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. But you should always have that initiative to be better. Have that initiative to be like, yeah, I'm good right here where I am, but I could always take another step forward. Should always be able to get that next milestone. Because he made a good point. He had made a good point. He's like, what if I'm tired? You know, I work from 3 a.m. to however time I get off at night, the night of. He said, like, should I still put that progress in? I said, that's an amazing question. And I told him, I was like, it's about knowing yourself. It's about knowing your body and knowing your limits and how far you're willing to go. Because I'm telling you, I was like, you know, sleep is a wonderful thing. Sleep is such an important thing to rest and recovery that everyone should need. That some don't have more, or some have more than others, or less than. And I told him, I was like, amazing question. And I said, he's like, should I go work out when I'm tired? Like, I'm just got off work late and this is what I have to do. Do I still go? And I said, it depends. I said, it depends on how you feel and how well you know yourself. Because, like, there's a risk and reward to going to the gym. There's always a risk and reward. There's a risk of you hurting yourself, or your form's bad, or the list can go on, right? And I was like, let me give you an example. An example being like, okay, let's say your body's tired. You're tired and your reaction's slow, your cognitive emotions are delayed. I was like, what if you're lifting a weight and that weight slips out of your hand, your arm fails? Are you gonna be awake enough to let go of the weight to let it fall? Or are you gonna just hold on to it and risk hurting something? He's like, well, that's a good point. Like, I don't know. And I was like, of course you don't know. It's an if question, and there's no guaranteed. And I was like, you always have to take everything with a grain of salt. You know, there's always a risk and reward. There's always a do or don't. But I honestly see that, I don't see it a left or right or yes or no or this and that. I see it as a broad question of that. How far are you willing to go? How dedicated are you? Do you have the time? Do you have the energy? Are you too fatigued? And like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, and then it comes down to of how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? And how far are you willing to go for it? And he's like, I'm not sure. Like, I haven't started. Like, I tried and I just wasn't motivated and I was tired from work. And I was like, I'd rather just relax, eat dinner, and then go to sleep and rest for the next day because I got to be up at 3 a.m. That's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, knowing that you rather rest and recover for the next day and then have the time the next day. Excuse me. There is nothing wrong with that. And I want you guys to think about it again, that progress, I know I said this, but progress is progress nonetheless. Progress is progress nonetheless. That no one should have to dictate you and tell you that your progress is nothing, because progress it shows that you're willing to go out and do it on your own, that you're motivated and you're taking that leap of faith, that initiative to be like, you know what? No one tells me to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to put extra work, and that list goes on. That's the initiative every single one of you should have, that you should want more. And I'm gonna stop repeating that phrase because I say it all the fucking time. And then we just go on in like an hour conversation and it's just like this and that, like he used to go to the gym a lot and then he put time, and then just, with time it phased out. He had work and etc. And he's like, I want to start. He said, I want to start. I want to do this. He's like, I don't have the time. And I have the initiative. I want to, or something comes up, or I don't have the time, or I'm tired. And I said, that's okay. I said, that's perfectly fine. I was like, there's never going to be a moment where you're going to have to be forced to go out or do something, right? I was like, even if it's just a little bit of time you have in between, because I told him, I heard a quote I forgot who said it, that the busiest people have the most amount of time, right? Busiest people have the most amount of time, and that stuck with me for a while. I used to have that on a little note on my phone, and I read it back and forth. And that was the thing for me, and I was like, man, because I would always say I'm too busy. I would always say that I didn't have time to do something or whatever. And then now here I am with literally nothing but time. And I was like, I like how that comes full circle. But I think we're going to leave it on there, right? We're going to just hold on to this. Hold on to this initiative and this me speaking to you. I want you to listen to this. I just want you to, I know it might sound like I'm blabbering and it doesn't make sense to you or whatever. And, some of you guys just listen, or some of you guys don't even it doesn't fit, but it's okay. I do this for you guys to just hear me rant or speak, whatever the case is. And I want you guys to understand that I dedicate time to putting that initiative, to making progress, because this is my goal. And everybody is different. Everybody has their own different minds and mindsets and goals in life. And there should be never an outside source. I think that's what I'm going to want to leave it here, that no one should have to tell you, because once somebody tells you to do it, you lose that initiative. I want you to hold on to that initiative that you already have and just fucking run wild with it. Just run wild with it and let loose. And know your body and your mind, that it's not only physical training, that there's layers to it. There's emotional, social, and just overall self-awareness. That if you know that you need help in a certain area, or I think the way I said to him an example is a spotter. I said, I know that I forgot what day it was, but that I needed a spotter. And I usually never do. And the day I asked for a spotter, I ended up pumping out 4 more reps. And luckily I did, because I dropped the weight and he was there to catch it. It was like, what are the odds of that happening? The day that I do drop it, because I usually don't drop it. The day that I drop it, I had a spotter and he caught it. And then he helped me push myself more. I think it's just a crazy coexistence of that, it's not that I always rely on somebody. It's just the one time I needed to rely on somebody, they were there and it helped me push forward. Brain blast, I know. But I understand this might come off as a mess that doesn't make any sense and that I spoke too fast or whatever. But I at least hope that you made sense of some of it. That's just any part of it alone kind of connected with yourself and just kind of thought about it. I hope you just lightly thought about it. But I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.